What's up, crazy family, man? We back in this motherfucker with another banger, man. We just gonna touch on the topic of this a little Atlanta shit. What's going on with Thug and him? You feel me? It's just vibing, man. Drop a like, drop a comment, drop a sub, man. Come on, let's get straight to it.
Rappers in America, but in the shadows, Atlanta is hiding a dark secret. In a place where the street rappers end up becoming the most popping musicians, once a gangster rapper gets on, nothing is worse than their street credibility being tarnished. And in the street,
Boy, you gotta stay out them streets if you ain't snitching. If you gonna snitch, don't go in them streets. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, ass snitching, you go be a civilian somewhere.
There's one label that's impossible to overcome: snitching. For many in the rap game, portraying yourself as a gangster but being outed as a snitch can be the end.
Especially with this shit like this, like, you feel me? Like, you high ranking up in that shit. Like, come on, bro, you can't say nothing. I ain't gonna lie.
End of your career. There might be exceptions to the rule, but the reality is once you're outed as a snitch, the streets no longer want to hear your music. And if there's anybody that's ridden hard for the anti-snitching position, it's Young Thug. After pleading his way out of a serious state RICO case that called his YSL
How he did Gunna, he fell to the bricks too.
label, Street Gang, Thug returned home with one of the most solid reputations in the city. He went up against the state and didn't win, but managed to secure one of the best plea deals imaginable. And with his respect level at an all-time high in the streets, he set out on a mission to destroy his former friend and label signee Gunna. Despite taking a more comprehensive plea than Gunna, it seemed that Thug was incredibly bitter that Gunna took a plea and got out of jail before him. So from here, he started a campaign to destroy Gunna and tarnish him as a snitch for taking a plea and doing the same thing that Thug eventually did too.
That shit wild, bro. That shit wild. All cause you got out first. All cause you got out first. You gonna try to tarnish this nigga name, knowing damn well you did the same shit. Like, god damn, what's wrong with this shit? Just stay out the streets, bro. Just stay out the streets.
But now, it seems that Thug might have bit off more than he could handle, as after 2 years of disrespecting Gunna publicly and calling all of his powerful friends in Atlanta and telling them to stop supporting Gunna, Thug's own street reputation would be destroyed when it emerged that 10 years ago, in 2015, he sat down with investigators for a voluntary 2-hour interview where he told the police the entire backstory behind a high-profile shooting. Thug would claim that Pee Wee Roscoe, the man they had arrested for shooting up Lil Wayne's tour bus, used to carry drugs for Lil Wayne. Thug told investigators that
he told on this nigga though. Like, he told on this nigga blatantly. He wasn't trying to, he said, but he told on. That's what he said.
Pee Wee breaks the law every day and that he didn't want to do anything to get in the way of their investigation of him.
Roscoe and Lil Wayne were more than...
This nigga used to bring Wayne's drugs. Try to somebody, bro. No, because every day, bro, drugs.
Investigation of him.
Roscoe and Lil Wayne were more than...
This nigga used to bring Wayne's drugs. Try to somebody, bro. But I don't know, because every day, bro, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't want to, like, block out y'all case by saying Roscoe didn't do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
This idiot did it, this idiot paying for it. If the idiot didn't do it, he's going to be home.
At one point, he even requested food and ate a bologna sandwich given to him by investigators so
Picture, the crop picture is crazy. Damn.
he would continue talking.
6 o'clock and I have 8.
You want some food?
You want some food?
They still ain't giving
Do
me.
you want some food? Okay, we'll get you some food.
Sorry.
We'll get it. We'll
They talk about whispered, yes.
get you fixed up. Okay?
You want to see if we got some food?
Yeah, let me check and see.
That's a bologna sandwich. You don't like bread?
Yeah, it's too thick.
Oh, it's too thick.
Now he's requesting shit. Like, yeah, he for sure threw that nigga under the bus. I ain't gonna lie. That's exactly why he was out. And then the Rico case came again. And yeah.
That ain't cool.
Everybody different.
Right.
That bread's so thick.
Let me let you eat, man. You keep trying to eat, man.
Yeah,
You
I'm
keep...
trying to eat.
Thug, despite his legal team crying foul at his own trial that lyrics shouldn't be used against him, he would point out to investigators in the interview that Lil Wayne had previously rapped about Birdman having an army and wanting him to go down in a hail of bullets like Tony Montana at the end of Scarface, an observation that left detectives overjoyed at this enlightening discovery.
No way. We finna hear it right now.
Before the album,
Okay.
he said, on one of the songs, he was like, I don't want no problems, I just want my money. Birdman is an army, I'm a one-man army. And if that coming for me, I'm going out like Tony. He said those exact words.
Who is Tom?
Exactly. exact words. Oh yeah, he been snitching. Like, he been washed. Come on, bro. They said this was 10 years ago. Been washed. The fuck? They just was playing him under the radar. He been snitching. That's why he pushed that narrative so fucking hard against Gunna. God damn, that shit crazy.
Tony Montana, Scarface. I know Scarface. See.
He's like, Birdman is an army.
Okay.
He said Cash Money is an army. I'm a one-man army. And if them coming for me, I'm going out like Tony.
Gotcha. Scarface, the
Tony
last
Montana,
station in
yeah.
Scarface. Yeah.
And he would end the interview on a positive note, with investigators telling him he did great and Thug offering up his personal number, promising detectives that they could call him anytime for information, just as long as they didn't tell the world that he was talking to them.
And that's crazy. That's what snitching and little money do.
Mr. Williams, you did.
Whatever.
You were wonderful today.
This.
Yes, sir.
You were wonderful today. Like, what? Thug, dog. Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Promises. Make promises. Just we'll keep promises. Whatever you anytime you ever think you want to know anything, tell me. I'll tell you anything. But don't tell the world.
What's your
I can't even
number?
get in touch with
Yes, you can.
Hey,
I don't have your number.
Whatever.
well, give it to me.
But now that audio's leaked, the world is turning on Thug in the exact same way he wanted them to turn on Gunna, with real street figures calling it how they see it and labeling young Thug as a full-blown snitch too.
Whack, he was spinning the cops. Come on now. He was.
Why you spitting the cops and you're telling them the truth? Who you spitting them at?
Now, he told him, now, he's like, Ross.
Now, Wack, I don't know. I don't even want to speak on Wack, but Thug, yeah, he gave them all the information they needed. I ain't gonna lie, he gave them every piece of information they needed. No cap. Damn.
Roscoe's a junkie. He couldn't do no
Roscoe commit crimes and Roscoe breaks the law every day. That make the cops look at you. What the fuck are we talking about?
So if you making a reservation to tell, after you already did some telling, you booked a date to tell furthermore like a concert, y'all can't do that.
Nah, for real though. Like, he couldn't say it no better, bro. Like, what the fuck? No cap.
That make the cops look.
After you already did some telling, you booked a date to tell furthermore like a concert, y'all can't do that now, don't do that.
Say that 2 hours of spending the police is not even a thing.
Oh, they got everybody talking about this shit. They got everybody talking about this shit.
Penny,
Yeah,
how much spending you gonna do? You gonna be dizzy in 2 hours?
Hey, listen. Hey, so I feel you.
Like 2 hours is crazy.
2 hours maxed out, right?
Your logic, you look at Gunna as a rat, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you gotta look at Thug like a worse rat, because Gunna didn't mention no names and Thug did, bro.
As the word snitch generally refers to, snitch being a noun, definition, a person who informs on someone, especially to the authorities, like the police. Informal and
That's crazy, bruh. Like, that's crazy, bro. He really tried to wash Gunna, and he been snitching 10 years ago. This shit is blowing my mind, dog.
often derogatory, used to describe someone who betrays others by revealing secrets or reporting wrongdoings. Snitch.
But unable to accept the reality of the situation, Thug would go on to make things 100 times worse when he decided that if he was going down, he would take down the whole of Atlanta with him, going on to call out other respected street figures in
The whole Atlanta. This nigga try to take the whole Atlanta industry down. The whole Atlanta industry down. Like, I'm talking about the whole thing. Watch this.
the city rats too, and using debatably flimsy information to back it up.
Young Thug dropped a snippet from a song, and he mentioned you in it.
Tight.
You heard this. He said, yeah, Gotti tricked me for some years. I didn't know he was telling.
I trick who?
He said, Yak Gotti, this is Young Thug rap. He said, Yak Gotti tricked me for some years. I didn't know he was telling.
Why told on?
Thug basically said if he's going down, everyone's going with him. And now the city of Atlanta's reputation is in tatters, as the whole world has now labeled the city RATTLANTA, the city of snitching rap.
RATTLANTA. Damn. All cause of Thug. So many snitches. And they was cool already, but all cause of Thug. God.
But how true are the snitching allegations against Thug, as well as the allegations he made against others?
Nah, that's crazy. AI is wild. Got this nigga, dog.
So today, we're going to look into every story and case and try and determine the real from the fake and answer once and for all, are the streets of Atlanta still solid like they used to be, or is it now truly RATTLANTA, the city of snitches?
Man, drop a comment, drop a like, tell me what y'all think. Tell me what y'all think, bro. Let's get straight into it, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long.
Content warning. This video is about a sensitive topic involving loss of between Birdman first crossed
And like Birdman, why is he trying to sue him and all that? What's the deal with that?
Lil Wayne and Birdman first crossed paths when Lil Wayne was just 11 years old. When rapper Lil Slim, a Cash Money Records artist from Wayne's Holly Grove neighborhood, made the introduction.
Wayne out my hood. So Wayne out of Holly Grove. Y'all know I'm off Apple and Eagle. We had the autograph session and told Wayne to come over there, and he showed up. And you
At 11 years old, nigga was a trench baby for sure.
introduced him to Baby.
Yes.
And how old was he?
He was like 11.
11 or 12?
Yeah, about 11.
Wayne, who at the time was going by the rap name Baby D, would freestyle for Birdman, the head honcho of Cash Money Records, and Birdman would give the young rapper his business card in return.
He introduced me to Baby, and I mean, I spit for Baby, and, you know, gave me a card. And I ain't never stopped calling the number on that motherfucker.
While they're
Damn, that's crazy. That's wild. I ain't never knew that.
mentor-mentee relationship started off innocent enough, Birdman would take Wayne under his wing and put him in the recording studio. Some say this mentorship came with a dark side, with Birdman introducing the young Wayne into a grown man's world, exposing him to a lifestyle he really shouldn't have been living at just 11 years old. Wayne's career kicked into high gear when he teamed up with another young talent, Lil Doogie, to form the Bee Gees, dropping their first album True Story in 1995. By 97, Wayne and Lil Doogie, alongside the Cash Money rappers Juvenile and Turk, begun rapping under the group name The Hot Boys, who would eventually become legendary in the South. Their success was meteoric. Their debut project, Get It How You Live, debuted at number 37 on the Billboard hip hop charts, and by 1999, their album Guerrilla Warfare blasted its way to number 5 on the Billboard 200 albums charts.
Just like that. What?
It would be certified platinum, selling more than 1 million copies, and by just age 15, Lil Wayne was on top of the world.
Look at this little. The block is hot, man.
And the black is hot, man.
Next week I'll be 15. The block is hot, man.
But behind the flashy videos and platinum plaques, something deeply disturbing was going on. There were rumors that Birdman had been some of his younger artists, including Lil Wayne.
I don't know. I never in my life saw be manipulated the way that they were manipulated, you know. This dude used to kiss them dudes, bro.
As time went on, revelations came out suggesting that Birdman was using shady business tactics with his artists. Lil Slim, the very man who introduced Wayne to Birdman, had been the first to walk away from Cash Money in '95, convinced that he was
Damn, bruh, this shit is wild. Like, nah, this can't be real. It's real. It's real. Damn.
being cheated out of his album sale earnings. Juvenile left Cash Money Records in 2001 for the same reasons, and then BG, who had been signed to Cash Money in '92 since he was just 12 years old, also left, alleging that he had received 0 royalties for his early work for albums released before 1998. Even Manny Fresh, the mastermind producer behind Cash Money's iconic sound, would eventually walk out too and take Birdman to court. In a revealing interview, Juvenile disclosed that even Wayne himself had reached out looking for guidance on how to get off the label, but Juvenile slimily told Lil Wayne that if he wanted help from him, he would need to pay. Still under Cash Money Records, in 2003, Lil Wayne made a power play, launching the Young Money label. The deal was a 51-49 split between Cash Money and Wayne, and Young Money went on to sign the biggest male and female artists in hip-hop history in 2009.
And still got fucked over. God damn. The industry is crazy, bro. Like, it don't matter if you in their favor or not. Nigga, if you in their favor, they still doing you dirty. I ain't gonna lie. God damn.
Drake and Nicki Minaj, bringing about the Young Money era, where the
That nigga tried to get out his label. And he couldn't get out the label because he ain't have enough money to pay for the exit. Now he had to start this. And they still fucked him over.
Young Moolah baby tagline was all over radio. But by 2013, the era came to an abrupt stop because the money wasn't flowing like it was supposed to, and Lil Wayne's royalty payments allegedly started going missing, and his cut of Drake's massive success was apparently nowhere to be found. But worst of all, the actual music rights that Lil Wayne was supposed to co-own with Cash Money were locked down solely under Cash Money's name. But the final straw seemed to be the indefinite shelving.
All because he was still in that contract. No matter what you do, if you're in that contract, they gonna grab you, bro. No matter if you trying to start this, trying to start that, they need a percentage. They own you, bro. They literally own you. I ain't gonna.
Of Wayne's highly anticipated The Carter 5 album. Wayne's frustrations boiled over in a series of tweets in December 2014, where he called out Birdman and Cash Money for refusing to clear his album. This was something that Young Thug would eagerly speak about during his 2015 interrogation.
Please explain to me, what's the whole beef between Lil Wayne and like Birdman? Why is he trying to sue him and all that? What's the deal with that?
And Bird, they fell out. Then I was like, what the hell going on with you and Wayne? Tell me. He was like, he mad because I don't want to put his album out. He was lying.
At the time, Wayne was calling himself
He wasn't lying.
held hostage, while stating how he desperately wanted off the label and to have nothing to do with Cash Money anymore. As Thug would later explain to authorities, Lil Wayne had essentially found himself in a situation where putting out his album meant that he could get sued.
So after he was just like a year and a half, he just saying free Carter 5. Man, he was like, Bird, man, this nigga dropped my album, this and that and that and this and this and that. So they had the word fool. He can't put out no album. That's why he's so mad, because he's like, he got the album, but he still can't drop it. He like,
so he can't make no money off of that.
This nigga telling the police this is crazy. But god damn. Like, they was concerned, but you still told the police this? Like, you been telling, bro. Like, this goes back to you still telling.
He like, he'll say on the mic, drop my album. He can't put it out.
And then in 2015, Lil Wayne filed a lawsuit against Cash Money and Birdman.
51 million. I remember when this first happened. Everybody was shocked. The whole world.
For a staggering $51 million.
I always had in my mind, Wayne mad about his album not coming out. And then Wayne never said to the world, Birdman never paid me. The whole time they had problems, he always said, free to Carter 5. Free to Carter 5. That's at night, his album is called Carter 5. And Birdman, they never put it out.
But let's take a step back and look at how Young Thug came into the picture. In 2011, a 19-year-old Jeffrey Williams was just another hungry artist.
Look at this nigga, bro. Young Thug. Literally, Young Thug.
Grinding in the Atlanta underground music scene with dreams and aspirations of working with Lil Wayne.
What's next for Young Thug? Who should we look forward to you working with, do music, any mixtapes when it come out? What can we expect in 2011?
Wayne, Young Money. I'm working with them.
You are right now?
No.
Are you going to? You're going to.
Yeah, Young.
That's crazy. That's wild. My nigga went from idling this nigga Wayne to damn near probably have to hating that nigga. Like, damn near probably have to hate this nigga. I ain't gonna lie. That label, they did some crazy shit.
It was impossible to deny the role and influence that Wayne had on Thug's early sound. It was difficult to find any review of his early mixtapes and songs that didn't have somebody mentioning just how much he sounded like Lil Wayne. It was around 2014 when Thug began raising eyebrows on the internet, romantically sharing drinks with his homies and rocking leopard print.
Nah, that's wild. That's wild. Come on, dog. Y'all love this shit. Y'all love this shit.
Tutus that he would graduate from a Lil Wayne imitator to a real deal unique artist with serious potential in the music game. His songs Stoner and Danny Glover begun popping in the streets of Atlanta and all around America, and at one point he was even rumored to have signed to Birdman's Cash Money Records.
I'm a stunner. That was a banger, I ain't gonna lie. That was a banger.
2. A deal that ultimately didn't actually end up materializing, as Thug would later reveal to authorities that he felt like he actually dodged a monumental bullet by never actually signing the deal.
I'm glad I ain't signed with him. Cause I would have been the same way like Wayne, showing out about my money, trying to sue his motherfucker. Because I always had in my mind.
But anyway, in March 2014, Thug came out with a bizarre announcement, telling the world that the name of his next album would be Carter 6, presenting it as the ultimate homage to his idol Lil Wayne.
I looked up to this fool so much I named my Carter because a while back he was like, the Carter 5 is my last album. And then I didn't know that album was gonna be held. I thought that album was gonna drop. So when he dropped the Carter 5, I was gonna come up and drop the Carter 6 and just keep going to the Carter 10.
This announcement came at the worst possible time, as at this point, Lil Wayne was publicly feuding with Cash Money Records and Birdman, with the timing looking incredibly shady, as Birdman had also seemingly taken Thug under his wing. Tensions continued to heat up following Wayne's $51 million lawsuit against Birdman in January 2015, and in March 2015, Thug's label
Carter 6, then you go with Bro. That's wow. Like, he probably was plotting, like, they did this shit. They did this shit. And that nigga Birdman was already hot at Wayne, so it's like, fuck Wayne. I'm finna do the same thing to this young nigga.
officially announced that Thug's Carter 6 would be coming out soon, with this followed by Thug releasing the artwork for the project that featured himself naked under a red spotlight the next month. But Lil Wayne was not impressed, and he would go on to diss Young Thug and the album cover.
Also, before I go any further, I want y'all to do me a favor and stop listening to songs that pose naked on their mother album cover.
However, Thug insisted that the album was named in honor of his role model, and he would later give his opinion on Lil Wayne's response to him to the authorities.
But
to the authorities, he's saying all this shit to the police, bro. This nigga has a deep connection with the police.
He probably thought I was being funny about it, so he just started tripping on me. That nigga was at his show, he was like, Birdman. And then on my album cover, I don't got on no shirt. He was like, and that pose naked on his album cover. Don't listen to that shit. That nigga. I'm like, damn, shit, I'm on bro to you. I'm like, bro.
But anyway, Thug was inevitably forced to change the name of his album under threat of being sued too, instead going with the name Barter 6, a B being of course a reference to his alleged affiliation with the Blood Gang. He would then announce the location of his next show being Holly Grove, New Orleans, Lil Wayne's hood, with Thug telling the world that he would be pulling up, strapped with guns, or as he...
Whoa, my nigga Thug was on that. But he a rat, so was he really on that, or did he have the police behind him? Because he was telling back then. Right? Am I tripping?
referred to them.
Yeah, YSL. Carter 6 coming out Friday, first show. New Orleans, Holly Grove. Meet me there, better yet, beat me there, you did. With them dicks too. Yeah.
And Barter 6 would indeed officially release on April the 17th, 2015. Lil Wayne immediately fired back during a live performance, making his position clear. There was no such thing as the Carter 6.
If there were any other albums that dropped recently, tell them I say suck my d.
If there was any album that dropped recently, tell them suck my dick.
Ain't no mother such thing as Carter 6. You let them know Tocha says suck my.
But less than a week later, this war of words escalated to something far more dangerous, as on the night of April the 26th, 2015, Wayne was on stage at a club called The Compound in Atlanta, and while this was going on, down in Louisiana, Lil Wayne's home state, Thug was facing a hostile crowd, getting booed off stage.
Oh, they was on that. The crowd was on that. For sure. And it's Wayne too. Like, he didn't put so much shit in that hood. Like, you feel me? He done been in that bitch. So like, yeah, I see.
Their rivalry was playing out in real time in two different cities, and ironically, they were both on each other's home turf. But as Lil Wayne performed, Thug's affiliates and alleged members of the Blood Gang, including Pee Wee Roscoe, real name Jimmy Winfrey, descended on the venue. Police would claim that they spotted Roscoe driving his own personal white Camaro, as well as claiming that they had spotted an assault rifle inside the vehicle. Reportedly, a confrontation had taken place when Roscoe was refused entry into the venue, with it being suggested that at some point he promised to spray the bus.
Thug and him was on that. Roscoe and him was on that. Fuck Thug. Roscoe and him was on that.
After the show, Roscoe left the area, and while the show was shutting down, law enforcement provided Lil Wayne and his entourage a police escort to get them out of the area. But their escort ended as Wayne's tour bus entered into a new jurisdiction, driving onto the Interstate 285 when the white Camaro would pull up beside them, and soon shots from a 40 cal and 9mm handguns would riddle both buses with bullets. The investigation that followed this shocking act of violence would produce some even more disturbing findings, as the alleged triggerman Pee Wee Roscoe would allegedly call Birdman's phone right after the shots were fired, and once Wayne's bullet-riddled bus screeched to a halt at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, while still on the phone, Roscoe made his way back to Wayne's location. But fortunately, police were already on the scene, and afterwards...
Damn, he was doubling back on them. Imagine if he would have doubled back. No police on the scene. Them niggas was ready to kill that nigga Wayne.
Pee Wee hid the Camaro and fled to Miami. Almost exactly 1 month after the shooting, Pee Wee was picked up by police and arrested in connection to the tour bus shooting.
New developments this noon in the
dumbass nigga, he had his own car. First of all, you of course, nigga, you just went to the venue, nigga. You're mad that you can't get in. Guys, hella shit going on. Fuck.
The shooting of a rapper Lil Wayne's tour bus. This morning, the accused triggerman went before a judge, and Channel 2's Audrey Washington was there. Audrey, Jimmy Winfrey was.
Oh, I want niggas to go to jail. They look smart. Nigga, you was not wearing glasses. No,
hoping to be allowed out of jail this noon.
Linda, court just wrapped up a little over 60 minutes ago. Despite some moving and emotional testimony by the defendant's sister, the judge was not swayed and denied bond.
While staring down possible decades in prison for the shooting, Pee Wee would reportedly throw his no-snitching standards right out the window, because according to court documents revealed by TMZ back in 2015, Pee Wee, or technically his lawyer, would tell authorities that Birdman should also be held liable as a party to the crime, arguing that Birdman's financial dispute with Wayne
so they all been snitching. Stay out the streets, kids.
Was the very reason for the shooting in the first place. TMZ appeared to argue that Pee Wee's team were essentially pointing fingers at Birdman to make sure he didn't go down alone. After the most recent scandal around Thug's alleged snitching, YSL Lil Woody would bring this decade-old article up with his own interesting theories on why Thug had been talking to the authorities, arguing that while behind bars, Pee Wee had told Thug to get him out of prison, so Thug and Roscoe hatched a plan to put the shooting on Birdman.
When Thug was in there trying to tell, they weren't having it because they wanted Thug. That's why Pee Wee did go to jail. Pee Wee did get convicted. This the second time he been charged with the Wayne tour bus. Pee Wee got convicted in
the second time. Damn.
2016. Pee Wee went to prison. He told Thug and them, hey man, y'all better get me out of here. Go look it up. TMZ already exposed it. Pee Wee had turned on Birdman. They already got to it. They already got to it. They already got to it. I don't care about nothing.
However, in all fairness, that's not quite what Pee Wee's defense was arguing, as this was a motion to dismiss his charges, not to include charges against Birdman.
Fuck, that's crazy, bro.
Or Young Thug, who was also mentioned specifically. And most importantly, all the supposed claims made by the defense were in fact them simply responding to claims made by the prosecution in order to prove that the prosecution was engaging in selective prosecution, and therefore Pee Wee's charges should be dismissed. However, what this does arguably point to is the double standard held by guys like Young Thug and Pee Wee himself, because if this doesn't count as snitching, then surely Gunna's Alfred plea shouldn't count either, as in both cases there were some seemingly questionable claims or admissions made by the defense that in the end had nothing to do with the prosecution of any other parties allegedly involved in those crimes. In the case of Pee Wee though, while he may not have been snitching on Birdman, Birdman himself seems to have tried his best to tell on himself too, as a leaked jailhouse phone call between Birdman and Pee Wee Roscoe
He tried to tell on himself. These niggas working close with the feds.
Would later reveal what appeared to be discussions of a payment, where Birdman could be reportedly heard telling the locked up shooter how it was his time to come out here and get his money, while adding that Pee Wee had done everything that he could do. Birdman would of course deny any claims of involvement, insisting that the phone call was for a legitimate business unrelated to the plot to shoot Wayne. And while Birdman and Thug were named in the indictment, for some reason they were both never formally charged.
This week, an indictment in the case stated that Winfrey called cell phones linked to rappers Young Thug and Birdman before and after the gunfire. The indictment
He got off that tour bus hot.
went on to state that the shooting stemmed from a feud regarding Lil Wayne's contract with Cash Money Records.
Ultimately, Roscoe ended up taking a plea deal instead of facing the wrath of Cobb County's district attorney and what seemed like an overwhelming amount of evidence against him.
Man who shot up tour buses belonging to rapper Lil Wayne pleaded guilty and accepted a 10-year prison sentence. He had until today to take a deal.
As Pee Wee or Roscoe will spend 10 years in prison. The district attorney here in Cobb County believes the gang problem is getting out of control in Cobb and really the metro. We told you about a case last week in which his office asked the judge for a 350-year sentence in another gang case.
God damn, 350. 350. Shit. Years. Not days. Not months. Years. Shit, man. If you made it to this motherfucking end part, man, if you want to see a part 2, drop a like, drop a comment, hit the bell. Hey, man, we just in this bitch vibing, you know. We're going to drop more videos every day. If y'all want to see a part 2, man, drop a comment, man. Drop a like, hit the bell, man. We out this month.